Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Susan Love TV from Susan and Family TV. So, how are you all doing? Hope you are doing great. As for me and my daughter, we are doing super great by His grace. Amen. Not by power. Amen. And we wish the same for you at the amen. So, beautiful people, welcome to another educative, inspiring, entertaining, interesting video with Susan Love TV from Susan and Family TV. So, beautiful people, today we are about to have another amazing chit chat video. So, as you know, in this our channel, I and my daughter will always come up with daughter and mama video challenges, and sometimes also I also do some chit chat videos on this channel. So today, by His grace, I'm also going to be doing amazing chit chat videos. So beautiful people, also try and click to the videos that I and my daughter we are doing with you and your kids. I believe the video my daughter and I were bringing to you, by His grace, will make you and your kids your day. You are all going to laugh it out. Every video my daughter and I will do daughter and mama videos challenges from the beginning to the end. You are going to laugh it out. So by His grace, today, beautiful people, I'm also going to be doing a chit chat video. So today, beautiful people, our chit chat video topic says a video that will change a lot of life. A video topic again says a video that will change a lot of life. So if you have been like following our channel Susan Love TV from Susan and Family TV, we started our channel Susan and Family TV. So we stopped making long videos there because why the camera in Susan and Family TV just stopped automatically. But if you feel like you want to be seeing some seconds and some minutes video that is not too long, you can still click on the other channel Susan and Family TV. So on this channel, this camera can like record up to like 30 minutes before it stops. So that is why we decide to be making also our chit chat videos here, and also for me and my daughter and mama video games challenges. So again, topic says a video that will change a lot of life. You know, by His grace, my daughter and I will do our best to bring to you amazing, educative, interesting, entertaining video that from the beginning to the end, you will learn something. So by His grace, I pray today that this video we are about to make, we are about to do now from the beginning to the end, that you should learn something. And if you learn something, if you find this video inspiring, you learn something from this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Subscription is free. So beautiful people, let's begin. And this video is not just like I will only be the one to be doing it. We are going to be doing this inspiring, educative, authentic video together, which says topic again, a video that will change lots of life. No culture forces adults to do what they don't want to do. So beautiful people, let's begin. So I begin by writing. You know, anytime I'm doing chit chat video, I always love to like write down everything that comes to my mind. I always like to write it down on time. I don't want to forget it because the points are very, very important. So someone out there might want to be like looking for something like this. So anytime I get it, you know, educative, inspiring points, I just write it, note it down immediately so that I don't forget it. So we are going to begin by the way I write it, and it says, no culture forces adults to do what they don't want to do. That is truth. This topic is still coming about a video we did for like some days ago. What I saw in the East Africa, I think some people who might that is their culture. They are used to it and all of that, you know. So we are going to be talking about some things that from adults, a culture cannot force you to do what you don't want to do. When you do anything and you say that in your country, that is how they do it, or in your culture, your culture says you can do this thing. And to you as an adult, from 18 years, you're already an adult. So to you as an adult, you already know that this thing that you are doing, or this thing you are about to do, that your culture says is not a good thing. and it's not a thing that will bring a good name to you and your family, and you still go ahead and do it, and you say in the name of kosher. So we are going to be doing this video today for you to know that the kosher did not force you as an adult for you to do what you don't want to do. So let's go ahead with this educative video. So we begin again. No kosher forces adults to do what they don't want to do. It's up to you to know what is good for you. That is truth. No kosher will force you to do what you don't want to do. It's up to you to know what is good for you. So we also went ahead and wrote, when you do what your kosher says and you regret it, don't blame your kosher. When you do what your kosher says and you regret it, beautiful people, don't blame your kosher. We also went ahead and wrote, because kosher is not you. That is truth. Kosher is not you. You are yourself, not kosher. So let's try to read it out again. When you do what your kosher says, when you do what your kosher says and you regret it, don't blame your kosher, because kosher is not you. You are yourself, not kosher. So now let's continue. Even the forefathers, like years ago, maybe more than 1,000 years ago, that made the kosher, maybe they didn't even do what the kosher said. So we are not talking about even our forefathers that did this kosher. We are all talking about is your kosher, like 1,000 or 2,000 years ago. Maybe these are forefathers, they didn't even do what the kosher said that they made. Not all of them did it. Maybe it might be not even all of them did it. Some of them might like, oh, this culture is not going to favor me and my family. Some of them would like, oh, this culture is going to bring calamity to their family. Some of them have the wisdom and say this culture is not going to bring good name to their family and generations. So they didn't do it. So not even 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, that this culture, that even our forefathers, they did all this culture, that even at this civilized country, civilized world, that people are still talking about, kosher made them to do this, kosher made them to regret about what they are doing. So we are going to go ahead and continue. So maybe they didn't even do what the kosher said. Rather, they did what will bring happiness to them and their families. Till now, people still talk about kosher. People still talk about kosher, made them to do what they don't want to do. That is true. Till now, people are still talking about kosher that was made by forefathers thousands and thousands years ago. That is a big lie. That is what I wrote. If you do anything, you made a mistake in anything, don't say kosher made you to do it. Everyone is bound to make a mistake. No one is above mistakes. So when you do anything and you know it's a mistake, try to correct your mistake. Don't say your kosher made you to do it, because that kosher is just a name. It didn't put, the kosher didn't like hold your hand and force you that you must like do this thing. No, kosher is just a name. Kosher cannot hold your hands and say that you must go ahead and do this thing. So if you do anything and you are regretting it, kosher did not make you do that thing. It is just up to you for you to choose, decide if what your kosher is telling you, if it's going to bring you good name to you and your generations, is up to you to decide. So I also wrote, this is a big lie when you say, why? Okay, let's say again, maybe they didn't even do what the kosher said. Rather, they did what will bring happiness to them and their families. Till now, people still talk about kosher, made them do what they don't want to do. That is a big lie. When people tell you because of kosher, they did this, they didn't want to do it, that is a big lie. Kosher cannot make you to do what you don't want to do. It's up to you to choose or decide what you want to do, what you know is good for you and your family. So we also went ahead and wrote, if people say kosher forces under 18 years to do what they don't want to do, that we will believe. That is truth. If people say we hear kosher forces under 18, they are under 18, they know nothing. If we hear that kosher says 18 on kosher forces under 18 to do what they don't want to do, that we will believe. And I also went ahead and wrote, but from adults and you do what you said your kosher said and later you regret it, kosher did not make you to do what you are going to regret. That is truth. So from adults, if you do anything and you are regretting it, and you say, oh, it's the name, in the name of kosher, you did this thing, now you are regretting. So to me, beautiful people, kosher did not do anything to you that will make you to regret what you are doing. You are the one who made that decision to yourself. Kosher did not make you do those things you are regretting of. So we also went ahead and wrote, yourself made you do it. That is truth. Yourself made you do it. Kosher did not tell you to do what you are going to regret, because no kosher forces an adult to do what they don't want to do. I give example. For example, a woman from West Africa, just a video we did some days ago, who got married to 3 men. These 3 men lived together with her in a house. So, beautiful people, are you going to say kosher told her to get married to 3 men, and the 3 men living together in the same house with her? So, beautiful people, let's be frank. It is very good for us to always say the truth. We know that truth is bitter, but it is truth. So, this woman who got married, a woman, not a man, a woman who got, woman like me, mama like me, who got married to 3 men, 3, not 1, not 2, 3 men. And these same 3 men lives together in the same our own house. So, beautiful people, are you going to tell me that the kosher, a kosher made her, a kosher pusher, a kosher took her hands and told her, or Akosha took her legs to meet those men, and Akosha brought out the money from her pocket and bought the cars for the man, and the kosher told her to bring the man to the house, and the kosher told her to be sleeping with the men anytime she like. The kosher say you can go to that the other man room, and the other day you can go. No, beautiful people, we don't need to be deceived. As an adult, she is a mama. No kosher will tell her to do that. Even if your kosher tells you you can marry as many husbands as you want, it is up to you to decide. You cannot say that your kosher forced you, because your kosher didn't force you to get married to 3 men, and the 3 men living together with you in your home. So we also went ahead and wrote, rather stand for what is good, for the woman to know that kosher didn't force her to marry 3 men and live with the 3 men in her house. Rather, saying the truth that her love for too much sex made her to marry 3 men, because 1 man cannot satisfy her. That is truth. The truth is very easy to say. There are some people that a man cannot satisfy them. It's very easy. You can just like go ahead and tell your friends that, oh, 1 man cannot satisfy you. That is why you have 2 or 3 men. That is like, when people hear that, no one will like ask any question. No one will even talk about it the second time. After all, it's her life. If she says a man, 1 man cannot satisfy her, it's her life. That is her life to live. No one will go and ask her, why do you say no? 1 man cannot satisfy you, that you need 2 men. But if you now use in the name of kosher to cover up for your own attitude, that is where the lies comes. That is where people like me will not like stand to say that you are like trying to deceive us. We all cannot be fooled. So I also went ahead and wrote, and not using the name of kosher to deceive people. That is truth. If you are sleeping with 3 men, you put 3 men in your home as a woman. I've never heard that before. You say it's your kosher, you put 3 men in your home, and these 3 men, you go to them, you sleep with them at any time, you buy them cars, they stay in your house, you feed them. Rather, a man taking care of a woman, you are not taking care of them in the name of, you said kosher. Kosher did not say you to do that. But because of your huge force, a man, 1 man cannot satisfy you. Even maybe 3 of them cannot even satisfy you. That is the fact, not kosher. So I also went ahead and wrote, now I want to say a true life story. What I'm about to say now is a true life story. It's not maybe I watched it in the movie. Now I want to say a true life story. There is a family in Nigeria. I'm not joking. This is a true life story. There is a family in Nigeria who were brothers. One of their brothers advised them to marry more than 1 wife, because in Nigeria, culture allows men to marry more than 1 wife. And the brothers took their brother advice and got married to more than 4 wives. The brothers who married more than 1 wife are not living now. They are all gone. Then the brother who advised them to marry more than 1 wife, that one got married to only one wife, and that's their brother who got married to only one wife, who advised the other of his brothers to get married to many wives, and his brothers, none of them, they are no more. The one who advised them to get married to many wives, he got married to only one wife. You can see how wicked the world is. These are brothers. These are not friends that when you go to bar, when you go to us, when you go outside, your friends will tell you, guy, it doesn't mean anything. Get as many wives as you want. That is even a friend. This is a family together. Brothers advise brothers, get married to as many wives as you want. After all, we're in Nigeria. It's the culture, and the brothers, they took the advice, thinking that their brother is their blood, loves them. And this their brother got married to only one wife. The other of the brothers that he advised that they should get married to many wives, they are all gone. None of them is alive now. But the one who advised them to get married to many wives, only him is alive till now with his only first wife. So beautiful people, hope you are learning something from this video. So I also went ahead and wrote, so beautiful people, it's very good to say the truth. When we see the truth, even when we know the truth is bitter, the more we stand for the truth, the more people learn from their mistakes. That is truth. The more we stand for the truth, beautiful people, the more people learn from their mistakes and correct their mistakes, because no one is perfect. Only God Almighty, only our God Almighty is perfect. That is true. So beautiful people, not that we are trying to like criticize this woman, not that we are like trying to like, we mamas, we are like trying to prove that we are better than her. No, even when I went through the comments, I saw that nobody stood for her, not even a single person. Even up to the men, they were like saying insults that I would not even love to say. I didn't even say any insult words in this video. But when you go through the comments, those insult words are like, I don't know how to put it, in the sense that the women are like, imagine, how can a woman like us, a mama like us, live with 3 men and says she is comfortable, you know? But if along the line, this same woman come across with a very responsible and a good friend who will let her know that, sister, friend, this thing you are doing is not a good one. Even if your country says you can like enjoy yourself with men as you want, you can like get married to any men as you want and put them in the same roof with you, you can like change men every night as you change your pants, as you change your clothes. If she have a good friend, I'll tell her that this is not a good one. Sister, try to stop. You can like free the 2 men. Take one of the 3 that you know you love most. If she come across this kind of a friend, you will begin to see that, and this kind of a friend begin to advise her every day, every day, every day. You will begin to see that that evil spirit that is in her, it's not kosher, it's an evil spirit. It can be that it's a demonic spirit. It can be like it's a spirit from the river. It can be like it's a possessing spirit that is pushing her, that she cannot be with only one man. How can one man satisfy you? Go ahead. After all, you have money. Take them in your home, bring them to your home, use them as you want. Anytime you need them, go to their room, they come to your room, call them, just use them. After all, you feed them, you pay them, you buy them clothes, you buy them cars and everything. So that spirit is like using her. But by the time she begins to have a good friend who is responsible, who will come to her and say that, sister, what you are doing is not a good one. And this sister is ready to like stay by her all the time, even if they are not in the same country, to be calling her. You see that before a month, before 2 months, this woman we are talking about, that she have 3 husbands in her house. Before a month, 2 months, we hear that the next video we'll be hearing that she already told and free 2 of the men already, and now she have 1 in the house. Even in the comments, I saw a comment, so many comments, and that mamas said, oh, they commit their sons in their hands. They are watching this video, that they are afraid of their sons. They don't know where their sons are going to end. They don't know the kind of a wicked woman hand that their son is going to end. So many people say that, oh, it's like she handcuffed them, I don't know, in the house. It's like they are just like a slave to her, that when she needs it, she just call them, that she don't love anyone. A lot of comments. So if she have a good friend that would like to like talk to her that this thing is not a good one, sister. Even when we hear that men gets married to many wives and put in the home, it's still strange than even to hear that a woman have so many wives, husbands in the house. It's awkward when people hear that. It's like abomination thing. when she begins to hear this from a friend, you see that that evil spirit, possessing spirit, mommy spirit in her will begin to leave and flew away from her. And then her eyes will open and see that really, even if her culture says she can marry as many husbands as she wants, but there are so many women in this our country who are still married to one husband and they live happily. And you will see that she will like free two of the other men and stay with one man. So that is why, beautiful people, it is good when we see what is truth. Let's say what is truth. When we see what is good, let's say what is good. When we see what is not good, let's talk about it. When we see what people are doing is not good, don't let us cover up for that person to think that what he or she is good, what he or she is doing is good, and the person will begin to do it more. But when we open up and say that this thing you are doing, sister, brother, is not good, and you will see that this person's eyes will begin to open and know that all these things that he or she has been doing is not a good one, and the person will free from those evil things. Amen. So I also went ahead and say, when you see people doing what is wrong, what is bad, and they advise them to do, when you see people doing what is wrong and what is bad, and they advise them to do it, and you know you can't do those wrong things, bad things, and how can people learn from their mistakes and correct them? That is truth. It's just what I talk about, beautiful people. When you see what is bad and you see what is not good, and you advise people to do it, that is wickedness. We have to speak the facts. If you are a person that, okay, let's use we mamas. I'm a mama. I cannot like get married to 3 husbands and put them in the same house. No, it's not possible. So as a mama, I can't do that. So if I see a woman, a fellow woman like me doing it, I have to let her know that, sister, what you are doing is not a good one. So as a mama out there like me, as women out there like me, we are not talking about the men, and we're also talking about the men later. As men, women out there, mamas out there like me, you see your sister going through this and you clap for her. And you are clapping for her that what she's doing is good. Or you come from the same city, the same country with her, and you are clapping for her. And you, the woman, clapping for her that what she's doing is good. After all, she's rich. After all, the culture says she can marry as many husbands as she wants. You that is clapping for her what she's doing is good. You have just one husband. You want to have peace in your home. You don't want destruction. You don't want a bad name for you and your kids. You don't want a bad name for your generation. So why will you go ahead to advise a fellow woman like us, a fellow mama like us, that what she's doing is good and you are clapping for her? That is wickedness. So I also went ahead and wrote, a woman who got married to 3 men, what she is teaching her children is what she's teaching her children. She's teaching her children that her children can have 3 boys, 3 women, 3 men at the same time. Our children can get married to 3 men, and 3 men can live with our children in the same house, because it's what our children sees their mother doing. That is what they think is right. So it's good that they think is right. So it's going to be from a generation to generation if she don't correct that mistake now. That is truth. So beautiful people, if you see that we are trying to talk about it, it can be that I'm not the only one who feel like, oh, let's talk about it. It can be that other people have also done a video concerning it. So if we are like trying to correct her, it's not because we are saying that we are too perfect, we mamas, we are too perfect, or we are too we know more than her. No, we are trying to like, if she corrects it now, it is very, very better for her to correct it now, because the more her kids, she have 2 kids, according to the video they did, she have 2 kids. So as her kids are growing, they are saying that, oh, their mama keep 3 men in the house as a husband. So after all, why can't they? That is truth. It's very simple. It's what our kids see us doing. That is what they will copy. If their mama can keep 3 husbands in the same house, and when their mama are going to these 3 husbands' rooms in the night, you think your kids are sleeping. They are not sleeping. They watch you. They see how you open this one door. From that man door, you knock in the other one door. From one door, maybe one night you sleep with 3 men at the same time. So your children are going to grow that way and know that, oh, one man cannot satisfy their mother. So after all, one man cannot also satisfy them. So it's going to be from that woman at generation to generation if she don't have anyone who will advise her to correct it now. If she says that her culture says that, so she, for that reason, our generation to generation are going to be like sleeping with different men, one man cannot satisfy them. But if she come across videos like this, for her to sit and continue watching and watching, for her to know that that is not a life. Even in the Bible, there is nowhere it's written in the Bible, beautiful people. Let's be frank with ourselves. There is nowhere it's written in the Bible that a woman, one woman, can get married to as many husbands at the same time. If maybe she got married, she divorced, that is a different thing. She got married, she divorced, she moved ahead with her life with another man. But we are talking about a woman married the same time, three men the same time living with her in the house, and we are clapping for her, saying that is right. It is not a good one, and say that, oh, that is a culture. People can allow their culture to be. No, it's not a good one. Even if it's a culture, we have to correct her so that she can correct her mistakes now, so that her mistakes will not affect her children and her generation later and in future. So we also went ahead and wrote, that is why it's good to try say what is right so other people can learn from their mistakes. Try not to cover up for what is bad and think you are helping the person. Rather you are also leading the person to destruction. That is true. When you see what is bad, when you see what is not good for you, and you advise your fellow woman to do it, or you are clapping for her, she's doing it, you are leading that your fellow woman to destruction. That is wickedness. It's not a good one. So we also went ahead and wrote, when your culture says you should steal, are you going to really steal? That is truth. When your culture says you should steal, beautiful people, let's be frank. Are you going to really steal? So, beautiful people, please, let's always say and stand for what is right. Try not to advise other people to do what you know is not good for you. And when you know you don't do those things. That is true. Try not to advise other women, other mama like me, clapping for them, what they are doing is right, when you know that those things, you don't do them. So we also went ahead and wrote, if you want peace in your home, don't advise or stand for other men to marry more than one wife. We are coming also to the men now. Don't advise and stand for other women to marry more than one husband, living together in the same house, when you know there will be hatred and jealousy, which might lead to the man losing his life because of more than one wife, or the woman because of more than one husband. A lot of men have taken their lives. A lot of men's lives are taken just maybe before how many years of marrying different wives, because why? They couldn't like stick to one woman. A lot of women also, like the ones that they say their culture says, losing their lives. A lot of men are losing their lives early just because of why they got married to too many women instead of getting married to one wife. So I also wrote, there are, so beautiful people, whatever people are doing, they are doing it for their own pleasure. Culture didn't tell them to do it. That is truth. When you are a woman, you got married to more than one husband at the same time, living with you in the same house. Culture did not tell you to do it. You are doing it for your own pleasure, because why? You enjoy those men. When you see the video, you see that the woman lay herself, she opened her lap, one is touching her lap, the other one is touching her, rubbing her chest, the other one is, she's pushing that one, she's doing, so that is pleasure for her. So your culture didn't tell you to do those things. It can even be that the children are coming from school. They see their mama on the couch, on the chair, open her leg wide, touching her legs. One is touching leg, the other one is touching her breast. The other one, what is that life that you and your kids are going to grow with? So we also went ahead and culture didn't force them to do it. Rather, their pleasure made them to do it. So we also went ahead and wrote, when we hear culture says a man is the head of the family, needs to take care of his responsibilities, and woman needs to support our man, a woman needs to respect her man, a man shouldn't beat his wife, we parents needs to treat our kids equally, our children should greet us traditional greetings or good morning every morning, a woman should not sleep with another man while she is still married. Then we will know that these are amazing cultures. That is true. All this I just mentioned now, we will know that this is a culture. A culture that says that man should take off his children responsible. Women we should support. A woman should not sleep with another man when she's still married. Women should respect their husbands. Husbands shouldn't beat their children. Parents should treat our children equal. Fathers should love their children and love the wife. All these cultures are good. When we hear that our kids have to greet us traditionally or good morning every morning, these cultures are amazing cultures to hear. But when you say that culture says a man should marry 100 wives because he have money, or a woman can marry 100 husbands because she have money, what kind of culture is that you have to believe and do it, and when you are regretting, you say your culture do it? Culture did not force anyone to do what they don't want to do. Rather, their pleasure for those things force them to do those things. So we are going to go ahead and also say, I said in the other video, countries who allows women to get married to as many men they want. I also said in Nigeria, my country, from West Africa, men are allowed to marry in as many wives as they can. But the truth is that not all the women who their culture allows them to marry husbands, not all the women marries more than one husband. Even as we are talking, even the culture, they say women are allowed to marry as many husbands as they want. Not all the women in that culture wants to have a calamity in their lives. Not all the women in that culture who marries more than one husband, they still marry one husband. Why can't you copy that? So we also went ahead and wrote, also in Nigeria, my country, not all men who are allowed to marry many wives, not all the men marries more than one wife. Not because they are not rich. But because they know the dangers they are going to face in their family, in their homes, which they prefer to live peacefully with their children, wives, and husband, and have peace in their homes. That is true. I also went ahead and wrote, if you say you are too rich as a woman and you use your money to buy cars for your husbands because your culture says you can marry more than one husband, why can't you marry one husband, use the money you use to buy 2 cars for the other of your 2 husbands, and start a business like a provincial shop for one husband, so that your husband needs to ask money from you every time, because it is also written in the Bible that men are the head of the family. Her husband needs to take care of her and the kids, and she supports. And also for men who marries more than one women, because the culture says so. Why can't you marry only one wife and have peace in your life, home? If you are too rich, why can't you use your money to help the less privileged, go to schools, ask for kids